Lost to Maryland. Princeton went down and battled valiantly 2 weekends ago, 15-10. They fell to the top-ranked Terps. Tyler Sandoval was sidelined in that one. He had his breakout game for Princeton 2 years ago as a freshman against Rutgers. But here's another transfer, Jonathan Duhenio. Shot off the face-off draw, win foot race forward, and it'll be that third starter on defense for Brian Breck's team. Out in front, and Rutgers draws first blood. Brian Cameron, the senior transfer, with his 13th. Great opening possession after the face-off win by the Scarlet Knights.
Well, Brian Cameron knows what winning's all about after playing at UNC. He also brings size to the attack position at 6'3", 212. You can see how he uses it to shoot over the goaltender Peters with the left hand. Shot clock, it stays at 20.
Shot clock this year would reset to 60, and that's only on a shot on goal. Here's English flying to center, dives underneath the defense and takes it to tie it.
Somebody must have told Sam English he was just highlighted in the pregame open, because 15 is on the mark. Look at this, takes what the defense gives him. He hangs his stick, and Rutgers thought he was going to shoot from there. Instead, tucks it and takes a couple extra yards to the doorstep and shoots a...
It resets to 60 instead of 80. Here's Alex Slusher, roll dodge inside, a little stick fake and a goal.
We talked about Slusher. He was inverted playing from up top, and you see why his natural position is behind the cage, taking the position of Michael Sowers, the greatest to ever do it at Princeton from that position, and he's filled in just fine. You see the creativity, the inside roll, textbook, stick fakes, able to beat Kirst again, and Princeton restart. 18 seconds on the man up.
That was Mitch Bartolo with some leverage. Here's another shot and a goal. Brian Cameron's got an early pair.
Feed the hot hand is what they say early in games, and Cameron got that for sure. He finished inside earlier over Peters, and this time he shows the range. And if you're the Princeton defense, now you've seen him inside and outside.
Never have too many of them. Here's Sam English with a lot of contact, tried to shovel it in, didn't get a lot of velocity behind it. Here come the Scarlet Knights up the other way. Speaking of a program with a lot of depth in the midfield, Zachary France Kowiak, the one-man clearing each other. Jack Amon, newcomer to that midfield group tonight for Rutgers. Great move by Tereski out in front, tic-tac-toe, and the Scarlet Knights jump back on top. That's Eric Savetti, the senior, with his fourth. Midfield a lot today. Here's Mackesy playing for Mex. Shot clock down the 10 for Princeton, being harassed by Boswell. Shot off the side of the cage. Shot doesn't clip anything. Rutgers closest with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
A creative shot, but again, no backup. We'll take a look at the sequence here. Mackesy tries the backhand. That hit Kirst. So
an all-time leading scorer in college lacrosse history at the Division I level.
And oh, by the way, he didn't even get to finish the season.
Mackesy burns it home as a flag flies from the top side.
Great strength from number 91 to power it through the defender, through the penalty, and past Kirst. Here's another look, some quick ball movement. Nice, way larger than the banks of the old Raritan, what he did for the global growth of lacrosse. And folks, if we do see, and not if, when we do see lacrosse in the Olympics, Tom Hayes will have had a large hand in that.
Chris Brown held off the scoring sheet last week. He gets one to tie it here late in the first. Beautifully set up out in front.
Here we go, back and forth. And Chris Brown now has scored in every game of his career today.
You were kind of late. Talked about it, late arriving crowd. Tough angle shot. Eric Peters able to clamp down and corral that one, which came in from Ronan Jacoby, the transfer. Ronan Jacoby, 163 career goals between Wesleyan and Rutgers. That's 10th active amongst all college lacrosse players. 4 seconds left. Ronda from the top of the box. Princeton jumps on top of the Scarlet Knights with 2 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
Excellent vision to find Rhonda up top, and then it's an absolute rocket from the top of them.
Jacoby almost got the hands free. That's something that you have to watch for from him. One of the most impressive aspects of his game. He can shoot it from a bunch of different release points. On the run for the equalizer, that's Bartolo running downhill. 6'6", 238 pounds. The Penn transfer ties us at 5.
Yeah, 6'6", 238, and he can shoot on the run like that. Take a look here. You can see he's staring at the goal the entire time. Peter's unable to catch up to it, and when you come from 6'6", you can do.
Tallest, heaviest player in the Big Ten at 6'6", 238. The leading scorer right alongside him for the Scarlet Knights, Ross Scott, 5'9", 176. A lot of versatility, a lot of different looks from this Rutgers offense. How about that, cutting across the top of the box, Nick Tereski.
That made coaches need two-way players that didn't need to come off the field because it's not that easy to sub anymore.
Christian Ronda had a lot of room to operate, and he ties it up again. Second goal of the night by Ronda, the junior from Greenwich, Connecticut.
Well, if you're a young player who wants to see players shoot from deep, you're watching the right game. Chris Brown, a little split dodge, but resets, and Ronda's up top. Kirst guesses low, and we'll take another look. Ronda really just kind of hits it. Lacrosse is growing everywhere. Tom Hayes would be proud to see that as well.
Bardaro couldn't get the hands free, but he does draw the flag, so the Tigers will go man up.
Take a look at the hit here. Bardaro with the stick fake. Kind of held back.
Bardaro, now Mackesy.
Great communication by Rutgers on the defensive end, moving beautifully.
Mackesy out in front. Stevens with the man-up tally to give Princeton a 7-6 lead.
Rutgers playing stout defense from a man-down perspective, but you can only bend so far before you break. And Jake Stevens finds a seam in the defense inside towards the crease, and he doesn't take it easy on this shot. Look at the velocity.
Tigers, he draws the pole. Here's Slusher near side. Out in front, and the Tigers take the game's first 2-goal lead.
Great hands by Mackesy to reel that one in and quickly release it over Kirst. Slusher got hit on the bottom hand, lobs it up to his teammate inside. Call that the alley-oop.
Two teams with established systems who are consistently in the top 10. Rutgers 6-0, they're number 3 in the coaches poll and the media poll. Ronan Jacoby out in front, and Rutgers gets one back. Mitch Bartolo willing his way to the crease.
Bartolo with the very strong finish, and Jacoby with an excellent assist. He barely moved his stick on that pass. Look at that. Flick of the wrist. Finds the big man inside for an easy finish, or at least he made it look easy.
Easy to compare Slusher and Sowers. They're sliding into the same spot. Slusher, how about that?
With the defense all over, draped on his back, but Slusher not only finishes, but fits in a couple stick fakes, has the defense hung up, leans the body into the defender, and then the inside roll to have leverage and increase his angle against the goalie, Kirst, who guessed right, went low.
Stevens with the short stick.
I mean, we certainly see a lot of them, so we're familiar with them, but you can ask folks around the country. There's not many better, if any, and there is Chris Brown, and now Princeton pulling away.
The lead stretched out to 4. Second of the day for the senior lefty. He's the Tigers' current all-time leading scorer among players on the roster. Take another look at it.
And that's hard to defend. I mean, Chris Brown, another big baby due to the cold temperatures, but couple goals will get this crowd loud again.
Sanguinetti ducks under white and gets one back for the Scarlet Knights.
Right on cue. The Scarlet Knight fans are out of their seats. And it's a 3-goal game. And a 3-goal game is nothing in Division I lacrosse. Able to beat Peters 5-hole between the legs. And just a great fundamental shot. What are they?
That pass through traffic, knifed down by Rawls, scooped up by Jake Stevens, and the putback for number 14. Man-up tally, first goal of the second half, and the Tigers are back up by 4.
How about the awareness by Stevens? By the time anyone realized he had the ball was in the back of the net. You can see, there's the tension. Matt Madelon, you can see focused. Brian Brecht, hands folded. This is a business trip for the Scarlet Knights.
Ronan Jacoby blows it right past Peters. Figured it was only a matter of time before number 8 checked into the scoring column. Rutgers gets one back here in the 4th.
And that's the lacrosse IQ of Ronan Jacoby, using the defender as a screen. I mean, how does Peters track that ball through traffic? Well, the answer is he didn't. And Jacoby turns around, and great lacrosse sense. He knew where the goal was.
Brunswick School in Connecticut, originally from Bronxville, New York.
How impressive has Rhonda been tonight?
A little bit too tall. Ball loose, Tigers maintain. Mackesy below his man and scores. Momentum back to the Princeton Tigers, who have a 4-goal lead back. Coulter Mackesy getting underneath his defender. Coulter Mackesy getting the momentum back for the Princeton Tigers. Tigers have him hung up. Chris Brown, we don't normally see him at the X. Going around Gene Felix, and he scores. Chris Brown, so underrated. That's a new facet to his game that we haven't seen a ton of.
You know he's good, you know he's underrated, but you're right, Cody. He's showing a lot of different skill sets this year. Gene Felix, such a strong defender, as we saw when he just went body to body with Slusher.
Seasons on Brian Brecht's staff. Very similar offenses. Coulter Mackesy, he's got 4. My goodness.
Are you kidding me? Coulter Mackesy, freshman.
True freshman.
With the lefty, low to high, flick of the wrist, find your upper 90 and beat the senior goalie.
But you play that game, and then you go down to Georgetown, and yeah, you're playing a top 5 team, but it feels a little different. Alex Slusher with his 4th.
And it was great defense by Rutgers. They had the lift on the bottom hand of Slusher, and I think it caught Kirst off guard because, again, Slusher known for the fastball, and out comes the changeup, right? There's the lift, so the velocity's...
A 3-way battle for the starting goalkeeping job early in the season or in the preseason. Peters won it. They had to get him at some point.
There's Ross Scott. We haven't said his name a lot. He's at the top of their scoring sheet coming into the game. He's been pretty silent tonight, and you can see it's all business. He knows. Here we go. He's able to get topside. Peters unable to catch that on the near corner. Well placed, and again, kind of a change-up.
The Meistrel Cup will stay in Princeton. The 6th straight win by the home team in this series. 16